All right, everybody, so we're going to be pip installing YouTube-DL. YouTube-DL is an amazing package that you can install on your operating system to use command line to download YouTube videos really fast and effectively to help automate your work, or to distribute it out to scripts that are going to be using the videos for different things later on. So this is going to be a very fundamental thing that we're going to be learning, and it is an amazing tool that I recommend most innovators online hurry up and install on their platform. So to install it, you can sudo-h pip install and then the upgrade, and you basically declare YouTube-DL. So on my terminal, I'm going to pull up my terminal and I'm going to do that real quick. And I already have it installed, so it's not going to do anything. As you can see, requirements are already up to date. So after you have installed it on your operating system, then we can look at the description. So before we go about downloading videos, you need to know a little bit about command line. So command line is relatively simple to use, and what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are in your downloads location. That way it is going to appear in your downloads folder. So make sure that you ls, and you will be able to pull up, all of the files in a current location. And if you need to, you can always clear with a reset, and that will clear the terminal. You can cd .. backspace to go back a file, or you can cd into what is the folder that you want to go into. So for me, I can cd into my downloads folder. So after I do that, I want to actually start using this, and I want to start downloading videos from YouTube. How would I go about doing that? Well, you declare it, as you can see right here. So you do YouTube-DL, and then you provide the option that you want. So for me, I'm going to provide a -F, capital F, and then I provide the video I want. So for this example, I'm going to take this video right here, and I'm going to go back into my terminal, and I'm going to paste that in. So with me doing this, what is it going to do is it's going to show me the different options I have for downloading this specific file. So we can see the different file resolutions and formats that I can pick from. So if I wanted to pick one, all I would have to do is to go up again, and if you press the up arrow in a terminal, it goes back to the last command that you put in. And if I change that F to a lowercase f, and if I pick the actual one that I want, so for example, if I want this in, let's say 426 times 240, right? I can go over here and I can copy this 133. And I can paste that in. And if I press enter, what that is going to do is we can see it's going to start the download process. And if I pull it up on my download thing, we can see that it downloaded everything and it appeared right here. So if I go over here and I play this, we can see that we're going to have what is this video. So that is the way that you can go about doing that. Now, the next thing that I want to show you guys is how do we take this to the next level, right? Because understanding how this works is one part of the equation, but taking it and turning it into a even more automated software is where we are really going to get the most benefits out of this. So I would recommend setting up some of the most useful commands of this on a macro key. Either you can do it on your keyboard and you can look up how to set up macro keys on your keyboard, or you can directly, if you're on a Mac like I am, and you have a touch bar that is, that you can use, you can set it up right here. So for this example, I wanted to take the picture. So for this, you can basically just click this button and it will paste in this command of YouTube-DL, right thumbnail, and then skip, and then download. So what this will do is it is basically telling YouTube that if I go over here, and if I click that button, we can see that we're calling the command. We are just taking the thumbnail and we are skipping the download of the actual content. So if I paste a URL going back into here, and I want to take this URL and I want to go back into my command line, I can go over here and I can paste that in. And what is going to happen is if I pull this up, it's going to download that right here. So now we have the file of that. So that's how you can actually do that. Now, this is just one part of how you can work with this. So there's more ways that you can go into it. So some other ways that I want to kind of show you and explain is I'm gonna pull up Better Touch Tools and we're gonna create one together. So over here on the group, if I want to create a new button to help me just extract just the audio from a specific video, all I would have to do is tell this that I want this to be a touch button. Then on this next thing, I get to say what I want. So I can look up paste, And if you look at paste, you could see, and what you are supposed to do is insert. So type paste, and then this is actually the one that you're supposed to be using. So if I go back over here and if I do that again, now it does work. So because this video that I want is just music, as we can see here, I don't want the actual video because that takes up more space. So in order to save me space on my operating system, I can just download just the audio with that command now, because I automated it away where it is just a click of a button. So whenever I pull up the terminal and I click that button, it will automatically fill what I need, and I can go from where I need this audio, to pasting it, to downloading it, to it appearing right up here. So as soon as that's downloaded, we have the audio right here. And as you can see, we can open it up. So that is how you can work with this, and there are more ways in the documentation that you can use to make sure that you are able to do even more advanced things. And I'm going to be including what all those are in my application overview, because I do like to condense the information. As you can see here, I save it away and then I condense it down into my own ecosystem for other people to quickly reference, build off of, and use. All right, everybody, so I wanted to do this justice, and I wanted to end this off by showing you how to install YouTube-DL on your actual iPad so that you can use this as a tool to also innovate and create online, because this is actually really powerful once you unlock the tools that Python has to offer. So with that, let's go in here, we'll pick one that we want, and we can download another file. So over here, if I wanted to download this because I liked it, I can go over here, I can go into share, I can go into more, and then I can scroll down to where I have my run Pythonista script, and I can edit script, and then I can go into my stash extension, and then I have a download file right here. And if I run this script on this right here, you can see that it downloaded, and I have the file right here. I could send it to my desktop if I wanted to, or I could save it in a file. So let's do it. We'll save it in a file real quick. We could go down, and then we have YouTube right there. So if I press done, and we can go up, and we can go into our actual files, which I have over here, we can see that the file is right here, and I can... So as you can see, it works, and now all I want to do is I want to show you how I actually got that to work. So the first thing that you're going to need is you're going to need Pythonista. Pythonista you can easily get from the App Store, so I'll pull that up real quick, and I'll show that Pythonista. And it is it's kind of expensive, but for what you get out of it, it's totally worth it. It's number 9 on the productivity, so it's a very useful app to have on an iPad if you're trying to innovate. So with that, I'm going to open it up, and we can go down to where we're going to want to start to create this. So ideally what you want to do is you want to go into your iPad. I created a file right here in Pip Install where I wanted to bring this in, and the first thing that I needed to bring in was Stash. So what is Stash exactly? So I'm going to show you that real quick. Stash creates a shell like Expert in Pythonista, which allows you to pip install certain things. So if you go over here, and all you really want to do is you just want to copy this, and you want to bring that into Pythonista, and you're going to want to create a new file. And it's relatively simple to do. We just click new, and you can create a new empty script. And once you do, you just paste what is that code right here, and then you run it. And then Pythonista is going to tell you to basically restart it. So what you want to do is you just want to go up, and then you just want to remove that, bring it back in, and then you're back in business. So after this is done, then you're going to be able to go into your iPad, and you have this stash folder right here. And what you can do is if you go back one layer before you go into that, you'll see a launch stash. This is where you are going to actually be able to run Stash. So if you run it, this is what you actually get. And the first thing that you want to do is you want to pip install, and this is where you can install, YouTube-DL. And this will allow you to work with this on your iPad. So once that is downloaded, the next thing that we need to do is we need to create one more script that will allow us to finalize all this. So the way I put this is I just put this in the stash extensions because this is where the downloader actually is. And the way that I got the downloader, because I want to give credit where credit is due, and let me pull it up on my computer because I actually have it on here real quick. And if I go to where this is and I bring it into this recording, this person, I'm not going to slaughter your name, but I'll call you Neo. Neo, you were amazing for creating this quick little script. So if you copy this, it's kind of hard to do on an iPad, so you can do it this way. And this is, you know, easier for me to copy, I found, like, but you just copy it and you just want to bring it into a file. So I just did the same thing where I just clicked new. I created an empty script, and this allowed me to create this right here. I pasted it in, and this allows me to actually download. So with all of this completed, it's relatively simple to do. Go back into your thing. You just go over here, you share it, and you go to more, and then you just go to where your script is located. So you just run Pythonista script, go to where it is located, where I put it right here. And then that is the script that I downloaded from, or that I took from Neo, so that I could be able to operate like this. So anyway, with that, this is just a quick tutorial on how to get YouTube-DL installed and integrated on your iPad's working machine. So with that, I'll see you guys in the next one.